All right. What's going on, everyone? We're live. We're live. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name's Odum, and happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, November 30th. And of course, we are here on our way to $1 million and building a company that's going to generate us $1 million every year, not just one time. Just if we could do it every year, that would be nice. I think life would be good. With that, I wouldn't complain. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. And so for today, what are we going to do today? We are going to continue on building. We're getting pretty close to having like at least the initial offerings of all the components that we want to have, which is really nice. And we are going to go, what did I put? I think I wrote it down. We have to go the team page, and then we're going to build like a contact us page for the component library. Let me just bring it up here. And before we get to that, Kevin, how about we get started at going over your website? If you want to do that first and get that over with. Do our first ever, I don't know if we're going to do this, how often I'm going to do this, but like live website review. If that sounds good to you, just let me know. And we can get, sounds good. Okay, perfect. So we'll get to that. Right. So, well, let's just get to it. Let's start sharing the screen. This is the component library. And one thing I added, I think I did this morning, just a quick call to action section. Once this is all done, okay. We're going to put, okay. I'm not going to talk about it right now. Not to worries at all. Take notes. Just gotta have your bandages ready for the burns. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay. So this is your site right here. So I'm just going to walk over it really, really, really quick, and then start by talking about, maybe some structural stuff, and then maybe some design stuff. But again, I know things are a work in progress or what have you. First of all, right off the bat, great job, great work. This actually looks like a really cool project to be part of, because it's really nice to work on an organization. Am I zoomed out? Why is my phone? Stop ringing. I am not zoomed out, but I am on a 4K monitor, and of course it's being downsampled to 1980 or 1080p or whatever it is. So, but what I can do is I'll zoom it in a little bit, which is usually what I do with all my my stuff. Yeah, it's a larger screen. Actually, no, it's like a 27-inch, but it's 4K, right? So, and again, things being downsampled, it just does whatever. So yeah, and I guess it depends too on how you're watching the video, I guess. It'd be nice to be able to stream 4K. Okay, anyways, what was I saying? It must be really exciting to work on a project that's actually like a thing that's actually in existence, as opposed to working on, like a theoretical website or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so the idea behind this is going to be a website for an organization or a company that teaches people how to become pro wrestlers, or at least teaches them about wrestling. So you got Earn the Spotlight, you got the little hero section there, why create a pro, and image here, and then some information here about, I guess, the benefits and what you get to do, little introductory video here, and then here's all the people that have gone through the course or the program. Then you have some testimonials, and then a what to expect section for people who are going to be into the course, and then kind of a rough agenda. I guess I only say rough because I think it's just a work in progress. And then get in on the action, some information here. Actually, I can just refresh this because I know it has a little bit of an animation. And yeah, testimonial here. Actually, this is not so much of a testimonial, but this is just a quote from the actual owner or the right guy who's running the program. And kind of some social proof here. This is what you kind of get after you go through this course, because our graduates are recognized by WWE, which is I still call WWF for me, but whatever. This, I don't know what this is, but I'm sure it's some kind of wrestling organization. And then the footer. Yeah, so that's what we have for the homepage. And then we have a page here for the training facility where people can get information on the actual facility itself. And then the course agenda. Right down here, week 1, week 2, week 3 with a nice little animation here. Pricing, not done yet. And a payment page. I don't know if there's stuff that's going to be done here on this payment page. I guess Kevin, you let me know. But anyways, I'll just speak to a little bit about that in a sec. And then apply now. And then apply just standard kind of form here to fill in for people to apply. Okay, so I guess I'll start. Like I said, really good job. I would say that, according for me and what I think, you're probably like kind of 70% there. So really, really good job. So payment page probably won't change. Applicants will be directed there to make payment once accepted. Right. So those things they can just pay, and then that'll just be a payment link through Stripe or PayPal or whatever. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, there's different ways that you can do it as well too behind the scenes if you wanted to automate this whole process, but I mean, that's not what this is about here anyways. Okay, so what I would say is the biggest thing that jumped out to me initially is it's kind of one of the things that I was taught early on is when you're making a website, you kind of want to sell the dream of what somebody wants to do and what you can accomplish for them, and then you show them how to do it. So you have it right here, earn the spotlight, 10-week complete wrestling course. Fantastic. But then I think this section that you have right down here is like, what can you do after you actually go through the course? I think having this little social proof, having this up at the top, kind of even below here, so you can actually still see it above the fold, would be pretty beneficial. So, hey, you can earn the spotlight, our people or whatever, blah, 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 go on to wrestle in the WWE or whatever. Like that could be your dream, right? So to bring in the social proof at the beginning, I think will do quite a bit. So this, when I'm scrolling down here, this video right here, this is really good because it obviously kind of shows like what the actual training is all about and who's behind it. I would like to see that probably even ahead of this section right here. And there's two ways you could potentially do this. So what I'll say here, this learn more, I think it just scrolls you down, right? So what I think I would do is I would bring this button. I would probably make this button a little bit bigger, kind of this big kind of apply now button. And then either have a play button or something where watch video or watch, or learn more, but then with a play button. And then I would have the video show up either full screen or in a light box or something like that. So people can watch that video. So it's really front and center. So people can really get an idea of what it is that they're going to be doing. So I think that would be really handy instead of just having it here, which is it's just kind of floating and there's no rhyme or reason to like what it's there for. If you are going to keep it here, oh, you like that? Okay, cool. If you are going to have it here, I would look into, like if you're going to even display the video, which is fine as well too. There's different ways that you can do it. I would replace this image with a better image that doesn't have all this text in here. So you can, within Webflow, you can put in just an image over top. That's just, I don't know, that's a little bit more showcasing, almost like the guy sitting down, almost like if he's doing an interview style, something like that. I think would be a little bit more inviting, or like a really cool wrestling shot would be kind of neat. So I would do that with this homepage section. So then you'd have the landing page. You'd go in. People will have, earn the spotlight, which is really cool. Information of what it is. And then a big apply now button, and then a watch more to see the video. And then of course, having the WWE logo and the other logo, which I would imagine in the industry is pretty recognizable. Having those there at the bottom as a proof, I think will really bring the landing page a lot more oomph. So in terms of this effect here with the spotlight, so, there's a couple things, and I don't want to go on the design stuff quite yet. What I think is missing here from this homepage is when I was going on to the other pages, I really liked the fact that there were full screen images of people wrestling, or the actual, like I can tell right here, this is like the actual facility. It's really cool, but I think that is missing here from the homepage. Like having something here where I can see somebody wrestling, or I can see just have a little bit more of an action. I think that would be great. And then if you can still have the spotlight, but instead of the spotlight being yellow, I would just have it white, so it illuminate a little bit more what the background, and you can kind of keep the background on the sides. You can keep it a little bit more into the shadow, so it'd be really dark, but have the spotlight light it up. And the one thing I would say, I don't know much about the contrast that you have here, but the black on yellow, I'd be very wary of that, just for readability. It's not the easiest to see. I mean, yellow is a very difficult color to work with, so I don't envy you having to work with these colors, because I imagine the yellow is a color for these guys. So if you did that to the homepage, I think that would really, I don't know, that would just make it perfect for me. So the why create a pro section, I will say with your headings, my question is, you have them in yellow and then in white as well. And it's not consistent all the place. Like it is here, but it's not here. Here it's all yellow. Here it's all yellow, and here it's all yellow. I would just bring in some consistency with how you're doing your headings. Kind of pick one or the other. And in terms of the yellow, I wonder, you might not be able to do this, but if you can get another accent color, I think that would really help a long way into differentiating headers and links and just other content that you want to maybe just pronounce a little bit more. Creative Pro is the company name in white. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you, because you have it kind of in here. Yep. But it's okay. Sometimes less is more in terms of bringing things together. So I think with the black, it's differentiating. But if you had the image and then you have this button that's a little bit bigger that kind of draws your eye into that apply now, and with the social proof, I don't think there's going to be too much of a need to have the different colors on the hero section. So with these sections, so then there's the Creative Pro and blah 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 blah. I think there's what to expect. So I think these are really good. What I would look into doing here is to see if you can do something to make these stick out a little bit more. The example that I would say is if you look at like Webflow's landing page, where they kind of have things in boxes or there's kind of icons or whatever, just to bring something to just make them pop a little bit more. Because it's really good content. I like that it's really quick and to the point. But having them stick out a little bit more, especially with this image here, like the image is kind of drawing the attention away from the text a little bit. But I think the text here is what's really more important to get people to understand what it is that they're going to be learning. So that's what I try to do with that section over there. So again, this is really good too. So I'd maybe consider moving this more towards the top. But I love these dynamic and kind of these action photos, and with the colors and everything, it's really, really great. And I would just, the one thing, I don't know if this is something that you're still working with the slider or what have you, but the way that it's getting cut off here on the sides, I would maybe look to seeing if we can fix or adjust that, the way that that's going. And if it goes here, if you can have it so that it doesn't loop, so that when you're going next, you kind of get these empty spots, these empty spaces. And this is like nitpicking here, so I do forgive me, because I know that it's not a final work in progress. Maybe these plus minus or these side to side buttons, maybe they could be moved off to the top here or what have you, to maybe clean up this a little bit more. Because I'm not a fan of when your next and previous arrows block over the actual content, especially when these images are really, really good. So we have testimonials here. The question I have for you is, what would happen if these testimonials, if they're different lengths? Are things just going to expand in this one box, or how would that work? This is the only thing that I would say in terms of just being careful with how these are laid out. Instead of just having them, more of a static, like 2-column kind of layout. But I like the animation. I like the effect. That's really cool. What to expect? So this here, I really like this section, how you've done it here, because you've kind of, everything here is kind of tucked away nicely in like the containing element. And then you have this thing here, which breaks it up into kind of more of a full screen thing with the blah, 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 with these testimonials, which is really cool. And then you have this image here that's coming below, and then the what to expect. That is really cool. Again, too, I would just see if there's any way that you can make this pop a little bit more. Just having a little bit of the drop shadow going up. It's a little bit bland. So whether you can bring in some iconography or something to spice it up a little bit, I would just look at seeing what you could do with that. And there could be. Yeah. Otherwise, I do really like this, but yeah. Yeah, the thing that kind of sucks a little bit about this is that there are only 5 options. The one thing that might be pretty interesting to do was that if you have it as almost like a slider, where once this one's highlighted, you can click on it, and then that image would change, or this image would change depending on what item is clicked on here. So I don't know what you mean. Like if you had a slider, yeah, I think it would be a slider element. But so if someone just clicks on these, then this thing would come. Yeah, it could be a tabs. Yeah. If it's not, a slider would change automatically, so then a user wouldn't have to like actually click on them. But yeah, there's multiple ways you can do that. I think that would make this section a little bit more interactive. The agenda is good. The one thing that struck out to me about this section here is that everything is pretty much, for the most part, center aligned, except for this text here too, which I'd probably kind of keep it consistent in terms of having things center aligned. I'd almost have the agenda here written, in the middle, and then have this outline below, and then again have these things stacked from left to right. And then I might do 2 or 3. And now I get it too, because again, you have 10, so it makes things a little bit weird in terms of making sure everything lines up. But that's what I would try. And then here, with week 1 to week 10, I think iconography would be really cool here, in terms of whether, I could just see like an icon of like weights or some kind of like fitness kind of thing. Whereas every week there's more like weight plates or something like that added to like a dumbbell icon or something like that. Just something to visualize like the growth from moving from week 1 to week 10. So, you're moving along, you're getting strength, you're getting skills, whatever the case may be. Or it could be, just icons that are related to, to the text, which might be pretty hard to do. Because it would almost have to be like custom icons. Okay, getting on the action. This is more social proof, I guess you can say as well too, which is really good. The one thing I'll say, and we'll let's talk about colors right now. The yellow is really tough. I'm not feeling the yellow so much when it's also in the headings and then also in the blocks. So what I might try to do with this is I might try to outline this in yellow, like a 1 or 2 pixel yellow outline, and then put the text in white. I think that would help it a little bit in terms of not fighting for attention between the yellow in the text and then the yellow in the block itself. Just a small little design thing. I like these quotations. These are really good. If you wanted to get something even fancier, to double this thing, but just have it as an outline on white and just have everything transparent, and then just offset it a couple pixels so it looks like it has like a drop stroke outline, I guess you can say, and just have it a little offset. I think that would look really, really cool. Yeah, and we talked about this. And yeah, it's the same thing too with these kind of yellow boxes. I don't know if this is dummy content or stuff that I don't know about, but anyways, again, I find the yellow, like when I'm here, my eye is like, okay, I don't really know where to go here. And in terms, and then the footer area as well too. Okay. So that's, I guess, for the kind of more of the structural kind of stuff. I'll get to the footer in a second. Just a couple of things. If you want me to stop too, or if you find it's not helpful, by all means, just tell me to shut up. One thing that I'll say here about these internal pages is, I think, I love it. Keep going. All right. I shall keep going. I would prefer with these pages that I would get to the content faster. Whereas the homepage, I think the homepage is really nice. You want to grab the attention of the user and then let them know what they're going to be in store for. But when we get onto here, like training and facility, like I want to see the facility. Like it's great here that has the image. But I think if you just took this text and you put it up here and then you started right away with some of the content, to let people know like what the facility is or whatever, I think that would be much better and just help, get the user the information they want to, much faster. I don't know if you can have any other images for the actual facility. I mean, get some good photographers or whatever in this place, because I imagine you have some amazing photos or amazing wrestling photos. I would have some type of gallery to showcase just how awesome the gym is and just how awesome the facility is. So people that are looking at this would be like, yes, I want to train here. This is amazing. I can't believe how awesome this is going to be. And yeah, I would kind of have that. And then the Google Maps and everything, I kind of put that more towards the bottom after we highlight the facility and everything that's involved. Especially like if there's a weight room, is there like cardio rooms, like I don't know, like whatever else is there, everything else should kind of be outlined here. Same thing goes for the course agenda, just get to the content faster. We don't really need this kind of landing page for this internal page. But I really love the animation that you have here, week 1, week 2, week 3. That's pretty cool. The one thing that, again, this is really nitpicky here, but you could have like a table of contents and it could be like a sticky. So like how this is sticky week 1, week 2, which is really, really cool. But you could also do something where it's either horizontally on the top where someone can click to week 1, week 2 or whatever, and then it just kind of fades in nicely. Or it could be kind of on the side here as well. Another kind of secondary navigation. I haven't thought too much exactly about how that would be, but to be able to go, because like it's a lot of scrolling. So I gotta go back. I gotta go all the way back up, and there's no like up to top or whatever button. So having some way to look at the weeks very quickly, I think would be really, really good. And with these as well too, instead of having bullet points too, they could almost go in their own little square. So you have footwork and then collar and elbow lockups or what have you. And then they could just be like little cards basically. So then your week 1 doesn't have to take up the whole height of the page. It could just take up, half of it or whatever. And then you could have more real estate. So yeah, I would look at that. Pricing, there's no pricing page here. And payments. And yeah, until this is fleshed out, there's not too much you could say about this. I mean, if people are just going to use this to pay, then that's cool. Although maybe I wouldn't actually have it in the menu, or I wouldn't show people to it, because if only people that have actually gone through the apply now, then they could see the payment. So then maybe I would just kind of hide that and not have it in the main navigation. That's the only thing I would kind of say about that. The apply now section. I mean, it's like it's pretty good. Like I see what you're doing here. The only Do you know, like, has anybody ever done this course before, or is this like a brand new course? And I wonder how much difficulty people have when they're filling out the forms here. I mean, it's pretty short. The thing that I would say about this, if I was to work on this, is I would, again, it's brand new. Okay. So if it's brand new, yeah. So we don't know exactly how this application form is going to work. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But what I would do is, again, to keep things consistent, I would move this heading, the apply, to the middle here, and then have a little bit of the text here right below. And then I would make this whole form here full width below, and then you can condense it a little more so it won't look as tall, and it might not look as assuming, or it just might not look so, it's not overwhelming. It's not a big form at all. You're just collecting like standard information here. So it's pretty clear. But yeah, if there's anything that you can do to just maybe try to shrink it down a little bit, that's kind of what I would work towards. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty much a standard form. The only other thing too is if this form ends up being, people aren't liking it or whatever, like, I mean, you could use something like Typekit or something, or Typeform, which might make the process a little bit cooler, because then you can kind of animate people going from one page to the next. But that's like little details. Yeah. Hey, Rolando. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. The two-step form. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why I like Typeform, because you can do it all without having to do it in Webflow. And actually, I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever done a two-step form in Webflow, where you go from one page to the next page. I don't know if you can even do that natively within Webflow. But that might be the better experience. It's like, oh, full name, email, and then like hit next. Yeah, custom code. Yeah, I would imagine so, because you have to save that information somewhere on the form, right? And Webflow, you can only have one form, so you just have to find a way to pass out the information to the form. So yeah, I mean, if you, again, those are minor details. Because it's brand new, I would see how it goes and see what people are saying. Or if there's anything like city and state, and like gender, if you can just not collect it initially. I don't know. It's all kind of for you to figure out in terms of what it is that the client actually needs to take, and then figure out the best way to make that form. But yeah, a two-step might be nice, but I think it's like, it's on the limit in terms of how much I would want like one form to be. So yeah. Okay. So let's talk about typography. So don't hate me for this, but I'm not feeling the font choice and the font selection on this. There seems to be, so yeah, for this font here, what is this? I think it's like it's some like work sans. Yeah, which reminds me a lot of the Firefox font. I don't know. Are you spacing these out a little bit more, or is this just like your standard font, or your standard like the kerning? What's the kerning? Whatever the line, the space between the characters. What the hell is it called? Anyways, I feel like for it's just standard. For the sports, I don't know. I feel like to have a little bit more of a tighter font would work better for this. And this font here, it's not bad, but when it gets to here, to this type, I think is this maybe a more like a thicker or a wider font. For whatever reason, I just feel that it doesn't quite fit. It feels more futuristic than sporty for me. So something that is a little bit more, like when I think of sports, you really want to have bold, thick, and it's the extra bold style, and H2 is a weight down. So because you can see like the way that the A is, it's stretched out a lot more than it is here. Like if you look at the O in the middle, it seems like it's stretched more, and it's that stretchy feeling that I think is throwing me off, because you're having a difference in basically the space that each character is taking with the different fonts. So I would investigate and just try out some more, definitely some more like a sans serif font, but things that have more just like hard lines and hard edges. I would give it a try anyways. I know typography is a tough thing because a lot of it too is personal preference. But I think it would go a long way if you had like maybe a little bit more of a thicker font and something that was a little bit cleaner. And then you can also use that for these headings over here, instead of here using the same font for both the heading and for the text. So I would just take a look at that. Like it's a nice font. I really like the font. In fact, it's a great font, but I just feel like it doesn't quite fit the wrestling. So yeah, I mean, this is really great too with the icons and everything here. So that's a really cool section. So I think that's about the main things I'll say. Again, the content is solid. The layout is solid. Just a few tweaks here and there to really kind of tighten things up. And again, I know you're just kind of working your way through it. The one thing that I would try here for the footer is, I know your text, or your background, you're not black. Pretty sure you're not black. So I would try having the footer here be completely black, and then bring this text white or like a light gray here for everything else. I think I would just try it just to see if I don't know, the yellow, it's very in your face, which is good. It could be the look that you're going for, but I would try to maybe to tone it down just a little bit, and then it won't compete with other things here. Especially, I think too, because there's all this yellow stuff here. There's a lot of kind of competing things. The detail here, I might, this here, when things are scrolling, I might make this a little bit more, I would increase the opacity. No, I would decrease the opacity to make it less opaque. No. Yes, I would make it darker so you won't see as much through. That's a like tiny little detail. Right. So, hey, Subham, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Why design first separately or do it all while developing in Webflow? Well, here, this is a site from Kevin here, that I'm just kind of going over. So he spent all the time designing, and I'm just giving kind of my feedback. So I'm not sure exactly what his process was like. Maybe Kevin can speak to that. But I know for me, sometimes it depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'll design in Webflow. Sometimes I'll design pencil and paper. It just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. And I think it depends on kind of what your skill level is in terms of bringing something that you create in your mind into Webflow. Some people are really good that they can just see what they want and just make it. Other people need to go ahead and put a little bit more thought and effort into designing things. So you like the idea of moving the payment other than nav? Yeah. In the footer would be good as well too. Well, because the thing is too is if the user doesn't need to see it until after they've actually applied and signed up, then there's no point in really showing it to people. Because I would imagine that information is going to be there in terms of on the pricing page, because you're going to have pricing. Here's what it's going to cost. You have to do down payment. Okay, pay now or get started right away, and then there'll be a note there somewhere where it'll say, once you're been accepted to, and you have your deposit, blah blah blah. We'll send you an email or whatever, and you could use these links to, pay the final thing, or whatever the case may be. But anyways, great job. It was really fun going through. Again, I think you're like 70-80% there. Just a few touch-ups, especially on the home and the landing page. I think it'll be really good. I think everybody's going to be really happy with it. Yeah. So again, yeah, I'll just take a look at the topography and see if you can find something that's a little bit cleaner. Like the thing with the type is like the L's and the T's, their curlicue was a little bit too much, and that they weren't tightening up the other characters. And I just think with like sports and like everything's just always kind of really tight. Like if you look at like all the professional like NHL.com and football and whatever, you take a look at the fonts. They're all kind of like they're kind of really tight together, right? And the headings are kind of really bold and really like probably like Inter. I know you recommended that one, and like Roboto, like those kind of fonts are kind of proper, right? So cool. Anyways, so yeah, thank you. That was my first time doing this kind of live or whatever, so hopefully it was good, but maybe I'll improve and get better at providing my feedback. And maybe one of these days I can get some kind of drawing thing on my computer here, and I could just draw out the things that I'm thinking. Right. All right. Anyways, let's get on to Piixel Pieces. So that's funny too, because then I see my site and I'm like, I gotta critique my site. There's all these things I need to change on it, but we'll get there. We'll get there. You get into that mode of, all right, find all the flaws and see what you can do to fix it. Okay. All right. Okay. What are we doing here? Okay. Call to action. Yes. So I made this call to action section, which again, this component is pretty simple and straightforward. Oh, there's one thing, Kevin, actually, I just forgot about this to mention. I was inspecting some of the text that you had just to see what was going on. And some of them looked like they weren't actually wrapped inside either a text block or a paragraph block. And they were just in like a div tag. I think I could be wrong about this. I don't know. But just if that's the case, just be sure like when you do have your text, it is wrapped around like a paragraph tag or something like that, just for the structural, outline of your website. Especially helps for screen readers and all that kind of stuff. If it's text, it's probably should be in like a paragraph or something. Okay. So what was I talking about? Right. Okay. Call to action. So you have your heading, and you have your paragraph, and then you have your button groups. So here's a call to action. Blah blah blah. Join now because it's going to be awesome. The two different buttons, and then this here a form for email address. And again, this could be you're not going to have this on one call to action, but the idea here is that a user will cut and paste this, and if it's a call to action with an email form, they can delete the buttons or vice versa. But there's one thing actually I kind of forgot to put on here, which I'll do now, is I'll put another paragraph tag, because oftentimes it could be a subscribe, but it could also be a join now call to action, like enter your email to get started. But you usually have something like join now, or I know, yeah, join now for free. Oh, let me zoom in again. This is probably really small. There we go. Join now and start your free 7-day trial. No credit card required. So this is basically kind of your small little text that sometimes is there at the bottom of a subscribe form or call to action join form. And we're going to text size, or is it font size? I don't remember now. Text size. Do that small. Excellent. And actually, should we put it in here? Yeah, we can put it in there. Now there's a little bit of a padding issue. This is where I don't know where I should Maybe just put it there, and I have to figure out how to do spacing on these things, because again, I want to keep them clean, but I don't know if I should put them on the actual elements themselves or in something different. So if I put a spacer here, just a really small spacer. Ah, it's almost too small. Yeah, start my 7-day free trial. Yeah, this is just dummy placeholder text. I'm not trying to get too complicated. Yeah. Start your free 7-day trial. No credit card required. You know what? That's actually spacer extra small. Where's... Oh, that's really small. But I think this will work a little bit better for what I'm going for now. There you go. Something like that. Okay. So that's good for the call to action. So let's move on now to... What am I doing here? To the T. Let's do contact page or team page first. Team, I guess. Let's do team. Create. All right. Oop. Get in there. Team. Oop. All right. So what we're going to do, let's clean up some of this stuff here. This is section underscore team. All right. This is a team component where you can add all the details. I'm probably going to get rid of all this text here because it doesn't really make sense. But anyways, we'll clean it up. Lots of cleaning up to do. This is a team component where you can add all the details of your team members. 2. Yeah, or just that. Okay. Right. So delete that. Okay, so let's go in with our team and just that, and Control E, put another div tag, and then this is team. Actually, before we do that, let's just start putting in what we're going to need for our team. Did I write this down? I should have written this down. But I don't see it here. Oh shit, my notepad is full. Okay, let's write this down real quick. So team. Okay, you need the name. You need, well, actually, you know what I can do? Let's just do it right here, real quick. Okay, so we need the name. We need their title. We need their image. We need contact info. So we can have phone. I mean, I guess we can even have social media links, right? Social links. Of course, their email address. And yeah, cool, awesome. Name, photo, area, position, social networks, yep. And the description, of course, or their bio. There's lots of cool stuff you can do with team pages, in terms of hovering over them, having different image show up, when, you know, it's a serious corporate look, but then a more fun, playful look, or hover over top of it, and then the description shows up. But again, we are a very basic component. You know, I'm really thinking, is there a way to have I mean, I'm really thinking about how to differentiate Piixel Pieces from the competition. And obviously there's places you can get bare bones components, which is fine. But is there a way to make almost unstyled components, but have them pretty much fully functional, like with amazing effects and like it almost like it is designed, but the only thing that's missing is to add your own font and your own colors maybe, but it is like highly designed and highly complete, as opposed to just, you know, like the team section. Imagine being able to make just really, really cool team sections that have animations or that have a whole unique design to it. But then it's easy enough to be able to take that and cut and paste it into your specific project to meet the needs of your design. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but I feel like it would be really cool. I feel like it would be really, really cool. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. There's lots of different things that you can do to get the interactions going. But the problem that I see is, how are people going to be able to use that easily in their own project without having to do too much work? But I mean, if you're downloading or copying and pasting a bare bones component anyways, you know that you're going to have to design some stuff anyways, right? So maybe I'm overthinking this, which I always do. Elementor. Oh, don't get me started about thinking about Elementor. I'm just hearing that name gives me just heart palpitations about how horrible it is to work with Elementor. Yeah, but don't get me wrong. It does really, really cool stuff, and it is really, really cool. But I haven't seen. So you're saying it's something Builder Store? What is? Bricks Academy. This looks like they're using Roboto font. Cool. I better be right. It looks really silly. Roboto. Cool. I could almost catch that font from a mile away. Anyways. What is this? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. That doesn't really tell me too much. Oh, my PHP is so rusty. Although it wasn't good to begin with. So, category. Okay. Yeah, this tells me nothing. Okay, yeah. Elementor is a headache. Yeah. Good. I didn't want to say anything too bad in case you were like a diehard fan. Text transform control. Huh. I'd have to see this in action because I don't know what I'm reading. And does this actually improve the functionality within Webflow itself? Like it adds different features from within like the back end when you're logged in? And then you just kind of build your own little pieces, which is kind of cool. Huh. Anyways, I've said goodbye to Webflow. So or Webflow. So I've said goodbye to WordPress and hello Webflow. All right. So pretty cool though. That actually looks really cool. Name, title, image, contact, description. Okay, we'll leave that at that. And let's start building this. So for each team member, so let's go. Now, do we put each team member's name in a heading? I think we will. So put it at the top. And Jane Doe. I got to come up with a better name. Darth Vader. It's hard to know what size to put it at. And then he's the galactic, what is he? Galactic Overlord? Or he's Sith Master? What's his title? I wonder what his title is. Maybe just Sith. You'll be honest, if Webflow were a little cheaper, I would switch to it. That's interesting. How much is a little cheaper? And I guess the question is how much is your time worth, and how much faster would you be able to develop websites if you were using Webflow as opposed to WordPress? So time is probably our most, no, it's not probably, time is our most valuable asset. And if you can trade in a little bit of money for more time, I would highly consider it. But of course, it all depends on your skills and depends on what you're working on as well too. So that's not the only factor, because WordPress definitely has its place. But if there's a better tool, that's better. And if the only difference is price, maybe there's other pros and cons you can think of that might tip the scales in your favor. Sith Master. So that's team, and that is his, what's the word? Position. Position or title? No, what's the best class name for that? So I guess when people say, when you're in LinkedIn, what does it say? Does it say what's your position, or does it ask you what your title is? Cav, you're saying title? All right. Title it is. Oh, team _ title. I wonder if it should be like, no. We might do team and then like individual title, or team, like teammate or something like that. We'll work on that later. Choose image. Let's get another image for this teammate. Is there an image of Darth Vader? Or like, oh, there is too. All right. Can we get a good one? Okay. Look at her. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, why I spend so much time trying to find an image. Maybe I just like looking at photography. Is my photographer stuff going in there? Here's one. Oh, this looks like, oh, that's horrible. That looks like it's AI. All right, here's Darth Vader. Is it downloading? Has it downloaded? Oh, there it goes. Downloads. Okay. There we go. And I'll probably actually clean this up a little bit in Photoshop. While we wait for that to open. Star Wars Lorem Ipsum. Nope. Star Wars Oh, there's a dark side, Imsim. There we go. Maybe 2 paragraphs. Okay. And where are we here? Paragraph. Okay, exit out of that. Actually. No, redo. Where's redo? Is it Control Shift Y? Control Shift Z? Shit. Go back. There we go. And copy, paste. There we go. There for most impressive. And there. Okay. You just go away for a minute. So that's our description of our guy. Social media icons. Okay, hang on. Let's get this picture of Vader. Where are we? Downloads. Standard pictures. Let's just say it's a 2x3. No, let's do 4x6 in the other ratio. Yeah, like this. It's tough to know what people. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, and let's just save this. Eventually. So we definitely don't need it this big. Don't need good quality either. So let's just throw it on the desktop and call it Vader. Okay, images, assets, and downloads. No, desktop. All right, there's Vader. Choose image. Okay. Oh man, he's dusty. Okay. Yeah, it does. It does. Handles WebP files. I don't know. Does it even? Yeah, you definitely can because I just used them on another project. If you ever convert to Webflow, I have to tell Webflow, so then they should pay me. They should pay me 25 cents for every person I convert. Okay, where are we now? Social links, right. I think what we'll do is we'll grab some icons. Do we have icons for social in here? We don't have them for it. Or no, we don't. Okay. Let's grab some icons. Let's go. Where's my computer? What do we have here? Assets. Icons. A lot of icons. Social media. Okay, here we go. What do we have? Instagram. Oh, that's gonna close. Oh, these are SVGs. That's okay. Let's just get this over with quick. Then we'll figure out how best to put the icons in, if we just hard code the SVGs in there or we just use them as images. Instagram, LinkedIn, probably Twitter, right? Which is X. The problem with X is they just have like a shitty logo. It's such a shitty logo. Never mind the fact that it sucks saying, you can't say tweet or whatever. I mean, I totally know why he's doing it, but it's just really annoying. Yeah, no, they do have an affiliate program. 50% of the plans the first year. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is because I do have it. And I do put it, it's like in the description, I think, for every video because it's just the same one. And it just has links to the different tools that I use. So I am part of their affiliate program. I just haven't had anybody buy into it yet. At least I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's take a quick look. I haven't checked in a while because I don't check all the time. And I think I with Partner Stack. Yeah, I got nobody. I have 230 clicks though, so people have been clicking. Although YouTube, I don't know. I think a lot of it is probably robots, to be honest, that click on the links in like a YouTube description, or it could, I don't know, it could be people. I have no idea. But anyways, so that's my Webflow affiliate, which is cool. Yeah, 50% in the first year. That's not bad. That's not bad. You know what would be really nice? There's some affiliate programs that I remember back in the day. For web hosting where you could actually, like, they'd pay you a certain amount of money for being an affiliate, but you could also take how much profit you would make and then roll that into how much discount you could give to your people that you were marketing to. So just imagine if you were an affiliate for Webflow and say like, okay, I don't want to take that 50%, but I only want to take 10%. And then I'll offer a 40% discount to people that sign up. So I could say on my site, hey, sign up to Webflow, get 40% off for your first year. It takes the 40% off of my 50% of my commission, right? So that's really, really cool. But they don't have that. It's just that no one gets a discount on Webflow, right? So it's just, you just get your affiliate whatever commission, which is cool. I'm not going to complain. Anyways, so next week, could you critique the website I'm building for a friend who has a company that provides security guards for private neighborhoods here in Monterey? 100%. Absolutely. Whenever you're ready, just send over something and I'll be happy to give it a critique. Looking forward to it. Partner Stack. Partner Stack is I think it's a company or program, whatever you want to call it, that allows other companies to create and monitor and pay out their affiliate programs. So, for example, if I have my website, I'm an agency, or even for, say, Piixel Pieces, if I wanted to have an affiliate program where you can sign up and you could say, hey guys, sign up for Piixel Pieces and then you would get 50% commission, I could sign up with Partner Stack as Piixel Pieces and run my affiliate program through them. So when I go into Partner Stack, I only have Webflow, but there's other companies out there that have affiliate programs within Partner Stack. So I could join other ones too, but there's none of them that I have an actual interest in promoting or whatever. Because I don't do affiliate marketing. It's not my bread and butter. It's not what I'm going to be making. I made no money on affiliate marketing. So, but yeah, so it's a pretty cool tool. And there's actually a program that I am going to use for affiliate marketing for, probably for Piixel, but maybe for Piixel Pieces as well too. And I can't remember what it's called now. I totally can't remember what it's called. But anyways, we'll get into it once we actually build. We'll build we'll build an affiliate program. So that's going to be cool. Oh man, there's so many fun stuff that we need to build. So many fun things. Okay. But yeah, because trying to track and build your own affiliate program, like that's just it's a total pain in the ass. I wouldn't want to build that just to handle my own. Just pay a company to do it for you. All right. Right, what were we doing? Social links, social media links. Right, icons. Let's go back in. We want LinkedIn. We want X. Oh yeah, I was complaining about X. Maybe YouTube. TikTok, not on a, corporate website. Probably not anyways. Maybe Dribble. Maybe, Facebook, I guess. Instagram, I already have Instagram. Yeah, let's throw these in there. Okay. Oh, I really don't like that LinkedIn icon. Anyways, this is just all placeholder stuff. Placeholders for now. Okay, so how are we going to build out our links? So team, and we'll call this social. That's going to hold everything. And we're going to have, actually, not a div. This is going to be a link block. So team, social, link. And it's basically going to have the image, and excuse me, the text. So at, oh, I could make up something funny, which I can't think of. At, oh, something about not having any hands. What could be a funny Darth Vader? Now I'm going blank, of course. Funny Darth Vader pun. Sith Lord, whatever. I can't think of anything clever. It's terrible. Okay, so this is team social icon. Oh boy. Okay. Team social icon. Did that not stick? Team underscore social icon. And then next item, Control E, team underscore social. It's like the name of the company, right? Or the social handle, maybe handle. Okay. And then of course, we're going to flex this layout. Oh, what did I do? Something's not right. Not here. That's why. On the team social link is where it needs to be flexed. Align center and a little bit of a gap. Okay. So we'll just duplicate those, and then this one, we'll just swap them out for the different icons. LinkedIn and Facebook. Okay, Dribble. I don't know how Dribble works. Is there a username? Is there a reason why I don't use grid instead of flex? Yeah, I mean, there is. And I think it's really, honestly, I don't think for this situation, I don't think it matters. But the way that I like for flex is that I can very easily change it from vertical to horizontal. Whereas grid, it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's always in that order. I know you can change the order as well with your grid order, but I find this is going to be bad. I find flex more flexible. That's a really bad pun. But so I generally tend to use flex for layout items over grid, just because of that reason alone. But grid, I find it much better for, I don't know, things that need to be in like an actual like grid item. Where you have a whole bunch of different elements. But if it's just a few things and you just want to position it quickly, I find flex works better. What do we want to do? Facebook. So maybe it's just facebook.com/Dark Lord. LinkedIn. I'm just Darth Vader on LinkedIn. Twitter, also an @account. YouTube. YouTube actually has @handles now as well, which is really, really cool, which I love. I was able to actually snag my actual name on YouTube, which is cool. Just my first name, so like a 4-letter character, which is like impossible in social media. Maybe he has to be Sith Lord 11 because somebody else got his his handle. Okay. And then for Team Social, again, we're gonna flex this up, and we are gonna give a little bit of a gap in between each item. Okay, are we missing? We got the name, we got the title, we have his image. Oh, contact info, right. So the contact info, I think, is a little bit different than the social links. Because number one, some people don't put social links in their team page, but on a contact page, you want to have the phone number and email. And then we should actually, oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I know what we're going to do. I'm going to copy and paste this one. Except, actually, delete those ones because we'll have to recopy this. So this is going to be, actually, you know what? Hang on a second. Instead of redoing this, I'm going to rename this from social to, sorry, this will make sense in a second. Because basically the social media icons, but also the links for contact, like your phone number or whatever, it's going to be styled exactly the same. So calling it social doesn't make any sense. I think it's just going to be team, contact, oh, actually, hang on a second. This one could be team social, but this one was team contact, but it's at this scale where I need to change it. Oh, CSS class naming structures. How can we do this? I mean, it could still be a social link. I mean, it's an email. Maybe we'll just leave it as social. Okay, I'll think about it. We'll sleep on it for a bit. Because basically, we need, what do we need? We need links for contact, probably communication, right? So we need mail and phone. It's probably these two. So let's bring this up, bring in our icons, bring that in. All right, excellent. So you switch with a phone, then you switch with an email. Oh, there's one thing that I forgot to put in here, which was Rolando. You mentioned this, but I totally forgot. Is the address. I mean, They might have different addresses. I mean, if people are working remotely. But again, why would you you're not really going to put someone's address on a team page. I mean, you might put like their office number maybe. I don't know. Okay. Whoops, what did I do? At, Darth at empire.com. And then his phone number, 555. Actually, I don't know. 1-800. Doesn't have an 800 number. It's Darth Vader, for crying out loud. 505-555. Maybe it should be like Dark. Did I put Dark Vader here too? Oh man, I'm not thinking clearly. Then again, what else is new? There we go. Okay, then maybe I misunderstood. So when you say area, what do you mean by area? I thought you meant like area, like their location of where they are. So yeah, so my bad. Okay, so we have our, like the contact, which again is a little bit different. So I wonder if we want to give this, give it like a little bit of a heading here. Well, not here, way up here. Contact details. Area of the company in which they work with. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, perfect. Okay, got it. Totally my bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't mean to. Sorry, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth or what have you. But yes, good, got it. So I think department. And see, the thing is too, is we should build this stuff like a team page. And I don't know if you can do this with other, no, I don't think you can with other sites, at least not right now, is when you copy and paste this, you should be able to copy and paste a collection with it, which would be amazing. So if you can copy a collection, then you can just have your whole team members and you just update them in the database or upload a CSV or whatever the case may be. And everything's kind of like pre-built for you. Yeah, we got to think of ways that we can do this to make it much more than just a simple cut and paste of the design, but actually work in some of the back end stuff as well too. So anyways, we'll look into that, see what we can find. So what we're building here is, it's not going to be the main page when you actually go in to click on an employee. It's the page where all team members are going to be posted and shown. So all those things that you're talking about in terms of all the projects and stuff he's working on, that would be like the internal page. And right now I'm not building any internal pages because those are so dynamic and can vary so much in the type of content that's going to be there. I think trying to design a generic catch-all for that type of page is not, I don't think that's important right now in terms of what we want for our first offerings when we first bring out Piixel Pieces, when we make it live. So, but that's definitely something that you put in 100% when you're actually building an internal page. Oh man, someone's in my eye. Okay, so this, what time is it? Oh my goodness, I only have 35 minutes. I have a hard stop at 4 o'clock today. Otherwise, Andrew's going to come onto the stream and come heckle and tell me to get off. Okay, where are we? So team. So it's like a section heading, basically. But it's not actually going to be like a heading element. Right. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you in that it is a lot of stuff. But just in terms of the context of what I'm trying to build here, see if this makes sense to you, is I'm putting all the things that people would most likely put on the landing page when they're building out their team page. And if they don't like it, when they cut and paste it, they could easily just delete that. So I'm hopeful. I mean, I could be wrong. And you could make a completely valid point by having that stuff in there. Shouldn't be there. And it should maybe even be like a short description. But the idea is to give everything that people, 80% of the time, people are going to use on a team page. And then everything else people can delete that. So there might be times where people are going to put a one sentence description of what that person is, and because they're not going to have an individual team page, because some people don't have that. They just have everything right there and then. So it's just, again, yeah, it's this balance that I'm trying to do in terms of what are people most likely to put on their team page. So, but I think I agree with you. We're going to delete this one because, yeah, that's too much. And this, let's shorten this quite a bit as well too. So I do like that. That's going to look a lot better once we design this a little bit more. Okay, section team section heading. But it's a really good point. I really like, it's just really helping me keep everything in perspective in terms of what the point is and what we're building, to make sure I keep all that stuff in mind. Why is it not allowing me to cut and paste this? Unsaved changes. Why is this thing not saving? I think I have a browser issue here. Hang on. Let's refresh. Yeah, no, it's always a good point. It's finding the balance. Just like finding the balance in the force. Or maybe not. All right. Social. Because, yeah, so something like this too, yeah, having all these social links and all these contact information just on a single team page, like that'd be way too much. But again, hopefully someone will cut and paste this. You know what? I'm only going to showcase our LinkedIn profile and maybe our Twitter or X, and then the rest will be deleted. And then they could just delete it. Yeah, there's definitely going to have to be a balance. Okay, so... and this font, I got to do something about fonts as well too. Not sure what to do about fonts. Let's unlink this. Point. Okay. All right, so let's style this a little bit better. We have his title, but we don't have his his department. So he's obviously in human resources. All right. Okay, let's hang on a second here. Let's go to this image team, and that's going to be their thumbnail. And we are going to make this I guess it should be 100% of the width of the containing item, or of its container, right? I think that would make the most sense. So if we set it, I mean, it's already by default at 100%. Because if we know, let's actually wrap everything. Okay, that's all wrapped up in a div, and let's put this, now we're gonna put this in a grid, and we're going to do maybe a 3-column grid for our little team demonstration here. Okay, so we have Darth Vader, Sith Master, works in human resources, and maybe a little description about him. Yeah, so contact, this should be ahead of the social links. And maybe what we can do is we can put them side by side. Oh, no, you can't design too much. Resist the temptation. I'll throw these together. I don't know if I'm feeling that image being like this and being this prominent. I'm wondering if it should just be something really, really small. And what I mean by that, well, let's play around. Let's play around. I mean, if we do something like this, but I want to cover it, keeping with our kind of circle theme with all of our other images. Yeah. So hard to design, but they're not designed at the same time. If it's going to be like this, then this is way too big, which is a problem. Just trying to think of how that would look like. I mean, and I don't think we want to center it. No, not for this. So that's the team name. Let's see. If we space things out a little bit more, that helps. Usually helps quite a bit with clearing things up in terms of how things look. And maybe what we can do, we can take the team title and team name, we can almost kind of put them together. I'm not sure if we want to do that. Text size small for this. Yeah, I 100% agree. Having the paragraph here is just ridiculous. It's stupid. I don't think very many people are going to do it. Yeah, it is pretty stupid. I think we're going to get rid of it. Okay, team title. All right, assist master, and then the department. What we can do with this one, we can unlink it and make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so team member, that's their meta. Yeah, we can. Oh. And then for this one, let's give this again. Text needs some room to breathe. If we just hide that for now. In fact, don't want this larger than this. What size is this? I think that's just regular size. So we are going to change that back to default. A little bit of space below. All right. Yeah. Delete, delete. It looks a little bit off. Like part of me is thinking, if we take this here and we could align these in a grid. I mean, if we take this, instead of flex, we go grid. And we do 2 columns. This one's overflowing, of course. This one, span it 2. But we can't have this overflow. That's the only problem. And we definitely need to have to break it. How do we break it? And if we do that, then we have to adjust this flex to be aligned at the top, which also gives some other issues as well, which I'm not a fan of. So I don't like that. You would only leave the icons because it refers to the fact that they are links. I'm tending to agree. It does, like, it looks cleaner and it looks nicer. And I think most people are going to just have the icons. What if we did? But again, so I know some people for a fact they like to have it spelt out. I know that just from working with clients, they want that. So if that's the case, maybe what we can do, maybe we can do this. Why can't we do this? All right. So let's go back here. Let's undo all this other stuff that we've done. Actually, it wasn't that much stuff. Wow. Get that back to flex. So we're going to call this team social with text. And then we're going to, oops, I just deleted it. We're going to copy it. And then we're going to call this other one team underscore social no text. And now we can get rid of all of this junk. Did I delete the wrong one? I did. And this. And so, actually, I could take this out of the flow. And we can, now we can flex these ones horizontally and give a little bit of gap, of course, as we always do. That's what we'd like to do. And then that's like another option, right? So when someone's looking at this, they can use this one or they can use this one. They can kind of pick and choose, right? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we'll change that. I need to change this to align center as well. And the reason why people like to keep the name, because if you have an icon here with the email, you want to also just lay out the email so people can see it and copy and paste it or what have you. Because also some people don't put links to emails because they want to be careful for spam and all that, those kinds of purposes. So they won't actually embed the actual email in a web page. And then the phone number as well too. Some people might not click; they just might want to know what the phone number is, right? So it's not just going to be a clickable phone link. So, and therefore, if people are going to show the phone number and the email, then when you do the social links, they might want to have it consistent look and feel. So yeah. So that's why we're going to go with that, with both of them. So, right. And we'll call this like alternate, right? For now. Okay, I think this still needs a lot of work. I'm still not loving how this is looking. And I got to figure out how I'm going to design it without designing it, right? How to make it look like it's bare bones, but also like, wow, that's actually looks like a really good team page and I'm going to want to use it for my website, right? So we'll figure that out. I think that the image is really what's bothering me. And maybe he should go below this. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. But again, someone could take the component, do whatever they want with it, whatever makes sense for them. Okay, so I have this div block here. Why is everything wrapped in this div here? I don't know. It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Although I might want to get these section headings out, so. I'll leave it in for now because there might be something that I might want to do with all of these social links and what have you. Okay. So I have 14 minutes left. Plenty of time. Let's see if we can whip up a contact page. Right. Create. All right. Contact. A standard, whatever. Contact form. Yeah, it's going to be a form. It's not going to be like Google Map integration or anything like that. No, just a simple contact form. All right, so this is going to be our form component. And form_form. Might want to change that because it also does nothing. G, we're going to take. So this is form field wrapper. And then form. There's our label. And form input. Okay. So what do we want to have for our inputs? So first name, we'll do last name, last name, email address, yeah. Let's wrap this also in a field, yeah, form_field. Label and input. Okay, first name, last name, email address, and then we're also going to want like what your message is. And this is actually going to be a text area. So form. There's got to be a text area. What? Where's the style for that? There's got to be a style for our text area. Where is it? Did I miss the forms? Form input is text area. Right. It's a combo class. Okay. So form input and then is text area. Okay, excellent. So there might be other things that people might want to collect in a form field. And I think one of them is, or are, checkbox or radio? I mean, probably both. So, Control Alt. Oh. Form. I think I want the whole thing to be radio. No, I can't remember. Let's go into the style guide again. It's still in its form field wrapper. Form. Radio icon. Form radio label. So I think this is, you know, there's going to be a title above, and it's just going to say something like, please select why you are, or please select what you are having trouble with. And, you know, it's Webflow, you know, billing, like, well, yeah, whatever. What else could it be? I don't know. Not WordPress. We'll say Ghost. And yeah, WordPress. Sure, why not? Right, something like that. And that's all got to be in the same group. And then there could also be, we can't forget, a drop down. What department are you trying to reach? Ugh, stupid question, but hey. And this needs to be a select. Delete that. And this is form underscore, I think input, but I think this also has is select. Is select input. All right. And the only other one that I can think of that we'll need, or that somebody might want in a contact form, would be, what was the word I'm looking for? What is it? What are those things called? Checkboxes. And then, so let's go, let's create another div here. Yeah. I think it's not through there. Let's throw in a checkbox. So I think this is where I have checkbox class, and then within here, this is the checkbox icon, and this one is checkbox label, and we have a little bit of a text area. Please select all that apply. A blank screen. Site not loading. Issues with browser. Payment issue. Payment processing. I don't know. Just making stuff up. And DNS setup and third-party integration. Okay, and then this will be send message. And let's give this a class of button, like all of our other buttons. Okay, so I think, am I missing anything from this contact form? I mean, basically, you have a drop down, you have radio items, you have a checkbox, and you have text and input. So you kind of have everything that you would need from a form, or everything that you can have from a form. I mean, most of the things, no uploads and all that kind of stuff, none of that fancy stuff, but it's pretty much all there. Yeah, it's almost just like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a pre-made form with all the inputs. But then I think what we'll do is maybe we'll put the first and last name and email in like a 3-column at the start, and then we'll put this in a message. Or maybe first name, last name, then email, then this other question. Maybe do that in a 2x2 grid, then the message, or sorry, then what are you having trouble with? And then select all that, apply, and then the message, and then send. Pretty simple and straightforward. We'll just have to design kind of the layout a little bit here as we go. But I will, unfortunately, I'll have to do that off screen because it is very close to 4 o'clock, which means I have to go, unfortunately. So just under 2 hours today for a stream. Anyways, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you everyone for joining, participating, and helping me out. Super, super helpful. So I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. That's it. That's all I got. I got nothing else for today. We're going to leave it there. I'm probably going to work on this contact form tonight, tomorrow, and then like tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, I think we're just going to review everything that we've done because I pretty much hit on all the different components that we need to do. Maybe clean up some, the hero section, maybe, or maybe have a few more of those. I don't know, but we'll have a look. We'll review everything and we'll see where we are. And then we'll start to maybe start putting this stuff together, which is going to be really, really cool. Looking forward to that. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you here for another live stream tomorrow. All right. Until then, take it easy. Have a good night.